Mike Johnson, okay, has a back and forth with Stephanopoulos, George, and they're going back and forth on the government shutdown. And there's a couple other clips I want to share with you guys on the government shutdown. Here's one of them. Go ahead, Rob.
Facts. Here are the facts. The proposal does not provide health care for illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants cannot buy health care under the Affordable Care Act. They cannot receive health care subsidies. Illegal immigrants are ineligible for Medicare, Medicaid, and the Children's Health Program. The Democratic bill does not make them eligible.
It does, actually, because what it does is it unwinds the changes that Republicans put into the big, beautiful bill, the big signature legislation that we passed and signed into law on July 4th. That has been very successful in shoring up Medicaid for the people who are actually eligible to receive it. What we did in the bill, and the CBO just verified this 3 weeks ago, the Congressional Budget Office, the nonpartisan arbiters of everything up here, they said that those provisions have helped to reduce premiums. Why? Because we got ineligible recipients off of Medicaid, illegal aliens, and able-bodied young men who are riding the wagon who are not eligible to be there. Medicaid is intended for specific populations of U.S. citizens. That is young, pregnant women who are down on their luck, the disabled and the elderly. Those resources are being drained from those folks, and so we fixed that. We reduced fraud, waste, and abuse in the program. Chuck Schumer's counterproposal on the CR would reverse that. That is a simple fact.
The CBO did not say that about illegal immigrants. You've made your point right there.
Yeah. He's such a
Who? George?
Didn't George? How much money did he just have to pay? Didn't he pay millions of dollars
13,
because of
I don't know what the numbers
They
are.
just can't get out of their way. I'm sorry.
Tom, your thoughts on this?
Well, George Stephanopoulos is really wrong.
Step on all of us.
You know, this is annoying. When news commentators become lobbyists, something's really wrong. George is mischaracterizing what was in there. The big, beautiful bill did make changes trying to preserve Medicaid for those people that need it. We lived in L.A., and L.A., there was a lot of people that needed Medicare, citizens that were there. And then when it was overwhelmed by the illegal aliens that came in, you know what happened to the hospital? We covered this about a year and a half ago on the podcast. The hospital closed because it couldn't afford it. Yeah. And they pleaded for mercy. They begged for mercy. They wanted more money from the state. The state said no. And they said, well, then I have to close that emergency room. So guess what? You had paramedics that would do what they can, provide basic things, but they didn't have drugs. They didn't have x-rays. They didn't have things like this. And sometimes they weren't able to transport people places. This is about protecting the voting bloc of illegal aliens that are coming to this country. That is all this is about. And in the process, the Democrats, and I hope people are listening, are turning their backs on group that they have been pandering to and working voting blocs for 35 years. And now they're flipping the other way on them and taking resources that were for citizens in certain cities and parts of this country that didn't have it, exactly as Mike Johnson said, and they're shutting it down, and they want to give the resources legal to make the illegal aliens eligible. Stephanopoulos is not correct, and he's playing games with words on this, but Mike Johnson on this is right. On the continuing resolution, it's not just a continuing resolution, it's continuing revisions. That's what CR stands for, is continuing revisions, not continuing resolution. Continuing resolution, hey, we agree, Vinny, we're going to get $500 million a day. We're going to keep the government running on this. You could do that in one paragraph. Instead, the continuing resolution is pages and pages and pages of, if you want my vote, I need this favor. That's what's going on then.
And if you think about it, like, remember how many times have I asked on this podcast, what's the Democratic platform? What are they about? What are they for? And like time and time again, they're proving it's just illegals. Okay, they love illegals. The moment the Biden administration got in, what they do, Tommy? Open the border, flooded us with illegals, okay? This government shutdown right now is because the Republican Party isn't bowing down because they want to give Medicaid and all this health care to illegals, okay? Remember when the Maryland man, the MS-13 Maryland man was arrested? Illegal. They flew to another country. Congressmen went there to try to talk to bring his ass back here. Then in Colorado, you had Tren de Agua was taking over apartment complexes. What'd they say? No, it's not happening. You guys are crazy. ICE is out here trying to get all these illegals out, and you have these idiots shooting and killing illegals at the same time. Okay, and it's just unbelievable. That's all the Democratic Party stands for, is for illegals. They don't care about the American people. All they want is these freaking votes, because they know that you keep incentivizing these people to bring their asses over here, the 20 million that are here, they're going to keep voting for them. That's it, Tom. What else are they standing for at this point?
And they say, oh, you're lying about this, you're lying about that. Wait a minute. You lied about Russia. You lied about this. You lied about this. And now you lied about those people in Colorado. And
by the way,
they
here's
run to the
Speaker
microphone.
Johnson trying to give some advice to Kim Jeffries, and then Adam coming to
Yes, sir.
By the way, that was a very mature response on what he said. Adam, go ahead.
Did you see what Hakeem Jeffries said to Trump? When he's like, oh, you know, you're going to do this racist, these epithets, you know, say it to my face. Say it to buddy, you think Trump is scared of you?
You're going to throw
Jeffries?
that down?
Trump is meeting with Putin, Kim Jong-un. He's trying to solve wars. And you think he's
put the clip of
scared
Hakeem Jeffries actually
of
reacting?
the minority leader in the House? I'm not saying like actual minority. I'm saying what he is as a minority.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Trump ain't scared of you, dog. And if this is what you're going to do, go down the rabbit hole, try to fight Trump about a sombrero, you're going to lose this battle. Play that clip if you have that, Rob.
And Mr. President, the next time you have something to say about me,
oh yeah,
Think of something tough. Think of something tough.
don't
Think of something tough.
cop out through a racist
Yeah.
and fake AI video. When I'm back in the Oval Office, say it to my face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Maxine Waters. Tell him, Maxine.
And now play what Trump
balls
did.
under that skirt.
Maxine looks like
Let's
she's
say
wearing an
what-
old
and what
mask
did
of
Trump do?
herself. Huh?
Did you have the clip of what Trump did, Rob?
Oh yeah, we saw that. We played that.
We played that on the show that you weren't.
Yeah, that you weren't here.
Hey, listen, you know, you can't win them all. But so what's going on right now with this, you know, fight over funding the government and, you know, are they throwing things in and the CR, continuing resolution? We've seen this thing before, Tom. We know what happens here. But this is reminiscent of what happened in 2018. Remember when you sat down with Trump and you literally said, you know, my favorite moment of your presidency, Mr. President, was this moment right here when him and Chuck and Nancy were arguing about the government funding and Trump said, I will own it. Do you have that clip, Rob?
The last time, Chuck, you shut it down.
No.
And then you opened
20
it up very
times.
quickly. And
20
I don't
times.
want to do what you did.
20
But,
times
Chuck,
you have called
Chuck?
for, I will shut down the government if I don't get my wool. None of us have said.
You want to know something?
You've said
okay,
it.
you want to put that on
You've
my...
said it.
I'll take it.
Okay, good.
You know what I'll say? Yes. If we don't get what we want, one way or the other, whether it's through you, through a military, through anything you want to call, I will shut down the government.
Okay, fair
absolutely.
enough.
And
We
I am
disagree.
proud, and I'll
We
tell you
disagree.
what, I am proud to shut down the government for border security.
Bingo.
Because the people of this country don't want criminals and people that have lots of problems and drugs pouring into our country. So I will take the mantle. I will be the one to shut it down. I'm not going to blame you for it. The last time you shut it down, it didn't work. I will take the mantle of shutting down. And I'm going to shut it down
Like,
for
Nancy,
border
But we
security.
believe
Let me tell you
shouldn't
something.
shut it down.
Let me tell you something right now. You know, revisionist history. Do you understand what type of leadership that was at the time? Because this was still a couple years into his presidency.
Russia collusion,
We don't know.
everything's happening.
It's racist, the wall. What that fight was over in retrospect, you know, they said Trump was right about everything. Here in retrospect, they were fighting about $5 billion to fund the wall. Now, 7 years later, don't you think we'd love to have that wall? After the 10 million plus illegals have been let
20,
in since
I'll say 20.
the Biden administration, don't you think that $5 billion would have been well served? Ironically enough, this was the longest government shutdown in American history. I think it was a little over a month, 35 days. And you know what it apparently cost the American economy?
How much?
$11 billion.
Weird.
So we could have just paid the $5 billion,
Yeah.
built the wall, had some success from it, avoided all the drama,
Yep.
and we could have saved that money. What's better than that? When they say Trump was right about everything, here's
And
another
Pat, can I just show
example.
one thing, not to go back, but Stephanopoulos and all the media, I want to congratulate all of you because they just hit an all-time low trust. Tom, look at that. Public confidence in media is a record low. Look at that.
How did that happen?
Went even lower than what it was before.
Lower. So
How
and
low
then-
can you
and-
go?
And they're not
Take it to the flow?
shifting gears. Like these people are just
Send me
on a
that, Rob.
runaway train and they just will not let up. What more is it going to take for you guys to stop this nonsense, like lying to the American people? Because people are still watching this
Well,
crap.
You know how
and
they
believe
say,
in you.
You're absolutely right. You know how they say that like elections have consequences. You know, right now the Democratic Party really just stands for booing Trump. Trump's going to win. He's going to lose. He's going to have some.
That's what
he's gonna
Gavin-
have some
that's all
gains. He's
Gavin
going to have some
talks
losses.
about.
But the Democratic Party is just L, and all they're doing is booing Trump. But how low could it go? I think they're going to have a couple losses, meaning they lost the presidency. Kamala still thinks it's the closest election
Yeah,
ever.
yeah. Well, she was
Wrong.
probably drinking.
They need to lose the midterms, and they need to lose maybe 2028 to realize This is where we're at.
Battle, I got-
Because if they still think they have a chance, they're not going to try to change course.
But I'm saying the future looks very glim for. It's not
we believe
good.
the future looks brighter.
Yeah, for us it does, but not for them.
Last night was a great night. The Yankees beat the Red Sox, okay? Notice one person not clapping, okay? And that is none other than Tom Ellsworth. So
Yeah.
here's what we
Hater.
want to do with you. Here's what, look at that. Look at the
that
hater
look.
look.
Look at that look.
Zoom in on his
Hater
face.
right
By the
there.
way, I want people, can you zoom in
Can't
on his
even
face,
control
Jake?
himself.
Zoom in on his
Can't even
face.
stop smiling.
And tell me, everybody in the group text last night was texting back except for one guy. And the one guy who didn't respond back was this guy. He says he doesn't have hate towards the Yankees. I believe he does. Having said that, the pitcher of the Yankees yesterday pitched a
Lights out.
12 strike. You know, he hasn't pitched a 12 strikeout. Not in the minor leagues. This is the first time he does it. Lights out. Great stuff. But here's what we like to see.
Schlittler.
For some of you guys that are Dodger fans, you're from LA, and you're on Tom's side. We got the Dodger Blue Future Looks Bright hat.
Look at
Check this out.
that.
Look at the timing of it.
Boom.
What a sick hat that is. By the way, whether you're a Dodgers fan or not, that is legit one of the sickest blue-colored Future Looks Bright hat we have. But if you're a Yankees fan, folks, we also got the Yankees hat. The navy blue Future Looks Bright hat. So here's a contest we're going to be playing. We're going to be watching to see which of these two is going to get more love. Now,
Come on, Yankees.
Tom was upset because Tom said people in LA are sleeping, Pat. Yankees fans are up.
Yeah, we are.
But listen, California is one of the biggest viewers of the podcast. So, Rob, we have to find a way to put the links of both hats there. Folks, if you're searching it, you could put Navy hat. It'll come up. And what's the other hat's title if somebody is searching it so they want to find it? It's Royal Hat.
It is a
you
sick
type in
color.
Royal, but both hats are sick.
I know.
Are there
But
other
maybe,
colors?
I'm a
maybe you're
Yankee.
somebody that's kind of like, you're neither Yankees or the Dodgers. Some of you guys may be watching this. You're Pirates. You're ready to go after the ump. Some of you guys are like, where's that ump? Give me the ump. I want to go find that man. I want to go chase that man. I don't know if we got saw it or not. They were chasing. Did you see that
No.
afterward? Oh, my God.
They chased the ump.
They're holding the Pirates players back from destroying this ump.
Oh, man.
Because of a couple bad pitches that they had. Cubs
Did they get
obviously won.
eliminated?
Yeah, it's done, guys. So
Next year
Yankees
it's a
made it.
robot.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, we're going to see what's going to happen. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.